Hi everyone, welcome to Awkward Author. My name is Alyssa Grasso, and this is my weekly vlog and podcast about my sometimes awkward, always awesome author life. Today in awkwardness, this week in awkwardness, it's once again, just another sort of hectic, discombobulated sort of week. So I'm off my routine just a little bit. So I'm recording this on Tuesday, which is when I do normally record things. I'm recording it actually Tuesday afternoon as opposed to Tuesday morning because I was busy running around doing stuff this morning. As a result of that, I'm actually out in the living room because there's a little bit better lighting, at least in the afternoon in here. And also as a result of that, at any given point, we may be interrupted by a barking dog. Right now, you might even hear him. I don't know if the microphone's picking it up, but he's chewing somewhat aggressively on a bone, which, a piece of bone anyway. I was hoping that would keep him quiet, and it is keeping him occupied right now, but we are off the routine, and he loves routine, so at any point he just might start carrying on and barking like crazy, so I may have to stop, and I see him now making motions like he's going to be interrupting us, so anyway, I will do my best to get this recording in before all dog craziness happens. So anyway, it's been a busy week for me as far as, my day job type stuff goes. We're into that time of the year where things are a little bit crazier than normal. Had some, I guess, like technology issues last week that kind of set me back as far as, being able to get done what I needed to get done. Just, a stupid little thing that because that wasn't working, then I couldn't do what I was planning on doing, and so it just kind of threw off my whole schedule, and that was just for day job stuff. As far as writing stuff, I am getting some writing done. Not as much as I would like, just because it is such a busy time of year, but I am, making some more progress on the third book in the trilogy that I'm working on, and I'm also petting a dog right now, a dog who just had water, so he's all wet. I'm up to, about 17,000 words, that's 17,000 words on it, so it's coming along little by little. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that I've written that I am going to be pulling in, so, there's even though there's 17,000 words technically written in this draft, there's really more written that I have, saved elsewhere, and we'll copy and paste and bring in, so that I have really more than 17,000 words written, I guess I'll say. So it's coming along. Obviously, it's going to be a little while before I'm done with it, and right now, I'm writing when I can, but I'm definitely going to be moving at a slower pace than normal, just because with everything crazy going on, there's going to be barking. I can see it happening. I can see it. Hang on here. Yeah, speaking of technology stuff, yesterday, Monday, there's a dog flapping his ears. On Monday, I've been I've been putting off for a while, fixing some things on my website that need to get fixed. As you might recall, it was maybe a month or so ago, probably a little more than a month or so ago, I was having some issues with my website and basically made the radical decision to dump the whole thing and start over from scratch. And so I did that, just kind of using like a template basically, and just filling all my, information about me and my books and whatnot in, and had it set up so that it was mostly functional. But there were some issues with it. The biggest being that certain important pages, like the pages for my individual books, weren't loading correctly on Apple devices, on iPhones, I should say. I think maybe on an iPad or, on a Mac it was fine. But on iPhones, they were, essential stuff was getting chopped off, and there was no way to shrink it down to make it visible. And I was kind of annoyed with that because I was using a template. It wasn't something I'd coded myself or anything like that. It's from a well-known, reputable company, so it should have functioned, and it wasn't. So I knew I had to fix that. I really was just one of those things where I didn't want to do it. I can work my way around a lot of technology stuff, and I'm not a website developer by any means, but I can, create a website, especially with all the, template tools we have nowadays in WordPress. It's, pretty much anyone, if you take a little bit of time, you can, create a website. And especially if you're an author, like, you don't have to have, too much going on with your site. You need the basic stuff, who you are and what your books are, and hopefully links for people to buy your books, that sort of thing. If you have a mailing list, a way for people to sign up for your mailing list and good stuff like that. But it doesn't have to be too involved. So, the good news is if you're an author, it's very doable to set up your own website nowadays. But, and this is a big but, is there always seems to be little things that don't work right or that go wrong, and you'll be scratching your head just trying to figure out why and how come, and it's just technology is great, but there's all these little quirks and stuff, especially when you get into stuff like website development. So for me, the issue I was having was the main issue. I think there was probably other issues too, but the main issue was that pages were not loading correctly. Some of the pages were not loading correctly on iPhones. It would be nice, to have it load correctly on an iPhone, since they are, popular phones. A lot of people use them. A lot of people are looking at websites on their phone. And so I knew it was an issue. I mean, it wasn't like the whole site didn't load on phones. And obviously, iPhones seem to be the only issue. So I knew it needed to get fixed, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I have to fix this immediately. So it was one of those things I kind of put on the back burner because I really didn't want to deal with it. I mean, I can do the website stuff, but it's not something I, enjoy especially. So, it's work, and I didn't really want to do, and I had a lot of other stuff I had to do. So, finally, yesterday, for better or for worse, I decided, okay, I am going to, just sit down and make these changes and, get everything working correctly. Famous last words. No, I did fix, the major issue, the iPhone issue, and I fixed some other, smaller issues. And then, things were going okay, I guess. And then it was just, one little thing, and honestly, I don't know why it wasn't working. It was something where I had basically two things that were exactly the same, and it worked right for the one and not for the other. And I tried it, 5 different times, 10 different ways. Anyway, I could not get it to go. And unfortunately, I spent an hour on this, at least an hour. And, it's what am I doing here? When, what did they say? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Well, that's kind of what I felt like yesterday. I was yesterday afternoon where I finally had to say, okay, I admit defeat. I'm not going to figure this out. There is no possible way for me to figure it out because it's literally 2 things that are exactly the same, and the one is working correctly and the other, for some reason, it's not saving, this thing that needs to save, so it's not, posting to the website. Anyway, so I called it quits. I surrendered, waved my white flag, and so that was just kind of, technology issues yesterday, and I spent really more time than I had planned or than that I should have on it, honestly. But I do have, the website up and running. Anyway, so what I was saying is it was kind of a frustrating day as far as technology stuff goes. But, I have the site up and running. It's almost completely functional. There's a few little things that I still need to fix with it, and I will get those done, but certainly not major things, and not something that I think will be a big issue at all. But anyway, so that took most of my time yesterday, between that and having to call a credit card company about this weird glitch issue. It was a technology issue day that was going on with my account, and honestly, it's actually fixed now, but I don't know if it was fixed because of the phone call, because after that phone call, I didn't feel like, we had made any progress with it. So I don't know. Maybe that actually, as a result of that alerted the company to the glitch, and even though the person I talked to didn't fix it, it somehow did get corrected. I don't know. But at least that is fixed, so maybe that phone call wasn't in vain, although after I made it, I was feeling like, well, that accomplished absolutely nothing. But anyway, that was the kind of day I was having yesterday. But I did get some writing done and actually did make, forward progress and felt good about it. But, the thing about being an author in these times, especially a self-published author, but honestly it happens for traditionally published authors as well, who usually have to maintain their own websites or pay someone to do it for them, and have to do a lot of things themselves. There is a lot of stuff besides writing that we have to do, and one of the other things that we have to do that I was planning on doing, I was planning on getting it done yesterday, and that didn't happen. Because obviously I completely underestimated how long it would take me to deal with the website stuff. Is I have to get a newsletter out. I do try to put out an email newsletter once a month. I don't really get out 12 a year. I do my best to try to shoot for monthly, so I'm definitely overdue for getting one out, and I'm thinking it's almost Halloween. Maybe I'll put one out for Halloween and, have a little bit of a Halloween theme to it, I guess, or something. I don't know. I haven't actually written it yet or, put it together. So that's something I have to do as well. I don't know if I will get to that today, or possibly I'll have some time tomorrow. We'll see. Right now, I am just trying to get through this recording because I have Crazy Dog here, and every few seconds we have to apparently bark at something. So this has probably been a very discombobulated, crazy recording. I don't know what it's going to sound like. I'm going to have to do a lot of editing to get this all put together. And this has been a challenge to record today with Crazy Dog, who's now pawing at the door, at the sliding glass door. So I don't know. It's one of these things. It's just a week where I guess I'm feeling overwhelmed. My schedule's a little bit off. I'm trying to get this done. I'm trying to deal with crazy Barky Pants here. I'm trying to actually make progress on my writing, and also, probably was the wrong week to decide to finally get around to, making those changes and fixes to my website. But honestly, if I didn't do it, now I don't know when I would get to it. So I did get that done, more or less. Not quite mission accomplished, but mission mostly accomplished. We'll see if we get that newsletter out or not. I might end up putting that off just because, there's just so many hours in the day, and, we'll see what I can do. But that's kind of the long and short of it this week. Obviously, a little bit more hectic than normal here. And I guess this is, it's just the challenges that come, like I said, with being an author, nowadays. It's more than just writing. There's so much more than just writing that goes into, running basically a business, a writing business, an author business, a book producing business, if you will, where, we wear many hats as authors, and some weeks are easier than others. That's what I will say. I am going to wrap this up because he's going to start barking again any minute, and I am going to have to do a lot of editing to make this a passable thing. There's whining going on now. So anyway, I do apologize for this being a little bit crazier than normal this week, but that's my life. You get to see the nitty-gritty. Well, except you don't have to hear all the nitty-gritty because I'll edit out all the barking too. I just got barked over when I was trying to say that. Anyway, I'm trying to keep it all together here, guys, but I am barely succeeding. So thank you, as always, for listening. Thank you for watching. I do put out new episodes of Awkward Author each week. You can listen to the podcast or watch the vlog on YouTube. And if you would like to know more about me, you can check out my website, which is alyssagrosso.com. It's mostly functional. That's ALISSAGROSSO.com. And again, thank you, everyone. Have a great week. Have a happy Halloween, if you are celebrating. And for those of you that are going to be doing Nano this year, NaNoWriMo, it starts up pretty soon, in a few days. So I wish you lots of luck and hopefully you can get all those words written. I will not be participating in Nano. I have actually never participated in Nano, but my hats are off to all of you that do. And I will be back again next week with a new episode. I will have an author income report for you, but as always, don't get excited, because I can tell you right now, it has not been a big month for book sales. So anyway, again, thank you. I'll see you again. And there's dog hair. So I am going to sign off. Bye for now.